Welcome to the second part of my Wild and Free series. With my first video, I wanted to give you kind of a clear direction and share with you my motivation, why I work with animals the way I do. But because I don't want to paint a simple picture just out of black and white, I would like to dip a little bit deeper today. So one description that I really like to use is meeting at eye level. But what does it actually mean to meet an animal at eye level? And how can we build a relationship with an animal which is based on eye level? When we hear these words, I think most of us are thinking about a relationship where both parts are at the same level. And of course, that sounds super logical, and also a healthy relationship should always include the opportunity to meet at one level. But that would not work well for a long time, because as soon as these both parts would disagree with each other, this would lead into a constant fight or into a standstill. In fact, I believe that in a healthy relationship, you always need one part who's able to lead and one part who's open to follow. But that should not mean that one part is stronger than the other, and also this construction should not always be the same. In order to explain that a little bit deeper, I would like to talk with you about the 4 main stages or roles that we are using in relationships. The most common role that we are taking in our relationship with animals is the role of the dominant leader. The dominant leader is leading from a place of anger, aggression, or control. If we are in the role of a dominant leader, we are usually trying to create a safe space. But we are not in our full power. So because we actually don't really feel powerful, we are trying to do what we want to do or what we think is necessary with putting others down. And even if we are trying to create a safe space, we actually are creating a lot of pain for ourselves and especially for those around us. But there's another way how we can lead, and that is the way of the peaceful leader. The peaceful leader is leading from a place of calmness, clarity, and structure. As a peaceful leader, we know exactly what we want and we feel absolutely capable to get there. And we are absolutely in our full power. So from this place, we are able to move straight forward and create a safe space for ourselves and others around. Everybody loves to follow a peaceful leader because it's super comfortable and it feels super safe. So these are the 2 main leading roles that we can take. But there are also 2 main roles that we can take in order to follow. And at first, there is the victim. The victim is following from a place of fear because it feels not capable of being a leader itself. So if we are in the role of a victim, we often feel really helpless. Maybe we feel panic. We are trying to avoid things that feel uncomfortable. We may even get into the survival mode. So we are just feeling really insecure and we are searching for safety around us. So we are super open to be led. But from this place, we're not always taking good decisions, so we're often creating a lot of pain, especially for ourselves, because we are not able to stand up for ourselves, and that is a really uncomfortable role. But of course, there's another way how we can be a follower, and that is the role of the flow. And the flow is following from a place of trust and relaxation and letting go. If we are in the flow, we are completely trusting and surrendering to the situation or to the person which we are following. So this is a super calm state where we are just super open to be led without being needy. So we don't need somebody to lead us, but we are open to it. And in a healthy relationship, Sorry for that. So, in a healthy relationship, there should be space for each part, human and animal, to live in all the stages, to experience all of them. So, there should be the opportunity for both parts to be a leader. And there should also be the opportunity for each part to trust. And there should also be space for each part to be in any state in between. So there needs to be space for fear. There needs to be space for anger and aggression. This is absolutely necessary, even if when we look at it for the first time, we may think that it would be the best if we would just stay in the state of the peaceful leader and in the flow. But that actually is not possible, because we are all experiencing fear and anger at some point. So we can't avoid that. And actually, we do need all these stages, because we need to take the whole journey in order to find the clarity, to be able to lead, and to find the trust, to be able to let go. So a healthy relationship is more like a dance, a constant process of losing balance and finding it again and recreating itself over and over and over again. But even if you can't avoid any of these stages or any of these feelings, we can affect how long we stay with them. And we can avoid getting stuck in there. Because no matter on which state you are, if you're getting stuck there and you are trying to refuse to move on, this is going to get pretty uncomfortable, and it's leading to a lot of struggle and pain for each part of the relationship. For example, if you are trying to avoid this feeling of anger and aggression against your animal, this can lead you into a place where you are constantly in a feeling of fear and helplessness. And if this happens, the animal is forced into the position of a leader, even in situations which it can't even understand, because we are living in a human-ruled world. So some animals may get super scared as well, and some animals are getting aggressive, but it's definitely going to lead you to a lot of struggles. And this is not a healthy relationship. Another thing that could happen if you are trying to avoid the feelings of anger and aggression is that you are getting stuck on this state without even noticing, because you can't avoid the feelings, but you can't stop being aware about them. So you may start to make constantly jokes about the animal, or what I've seen already pretty often, and where I also need to take care a little bit of myself, because it is so easy to get into this kind of role, is that we are treating our animals like little babies for their entire life. They are not babies. They are definitely not. And treating them like babies is a super common way to take away their power. But of course, even if avoiding the feelings of anger and aggression is not a solution and not an opportunity, we also should definitely not get stuck in them, because that would definitely lead us into a situation where we will cause a lot of harm. So, in order to avoid such things from happening, the first thing we need to do is to get aware of this process, and then to practice it over and over and over again in a conscious way, without judgment about our mistakes, until we are able to make the whole journey from one to another in the blink of an eye, like this. We will still feel the feelings of fear and anger rising up from time to time, but then we are able to decide if we want to stay with them or if we want to move on, so we are not getting stuck in any state anymore. In this way, we are able to create a healthy balance in our relationship, which is working well with any circumstances, because we are able to adjust us however it is needed. And in this way, we are also able to heal our relationship with animals, because we are creating more and more space for each part to live its full potential and to be its full being and to be itself. We will also be able to increase the depths and the intensity of our relationship with animals, because if we look at our collective relationship between humans and animals, we can clearly see that we are stuck somewhere between the feeling of fear and dominance. Hi. And so most people don't even know that there's so much more to experience outside of this common manners when it comes to the encounter with animals. And that actually is where the magic happens. So I have no idea what could be better than the feeling that I have when I know that I can fully trust my animals and that I can let go of any control and just follow them and their intuition. And also, I love to be able to lead them in a peaceful way. So I think that is something that so many more people should experience. And if you already have watched this video so far, I'm pretty sure that you are already on your way. So thank you so much for being a part of this change, and I'm looking forward to see you soon again. Bye bye!
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow.